Do you think that our government should be giving people tax credits to buy EVs? And why is Elon Musk okay with Trump ending this EV tax credit, allegedly? And what does this mean for the future of EVs? Should you buy one now, before the tax credits are gone? President-elect Trump's transition team is planning to eliminate the $7,500 tax credit on electric vehicle purchases. This isn't just another policy change, it could reshape the entire EV landscape in America. Now, this news of the tax credit being eliminated actually sent some shockwaves immediately through the industry. Rivian stock plunged by 11%. Even Tesla shares dropped 4.7%. And then traditional automakers like GM and Ford also saw initial declines. And then the market sort of rebounded a little bit after that. Of course, major automakers are fighting to keep the credits. Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm warns that this could give China an advantage. The reason our automakers want these credits is because they would prefer to have their plants, their battery plants, their R&D subsidized by taxpayers in some form. Then they wouldn't have to take their own capital and take a risk on that market. Now, getting to why Musk, I think, doesn't care about it as much for Tesla is because Tesla has already moved a lot of their battery manufacturing to, I believe, China. So they're already not qualifying for the $7,500 tax credit in some scenarios. So from Musk's perspective, he's thinking, well, I'm already not getting that tax credit on some of our vehicles. If I can prevent these American companies like GM, Ford, and others from getting this $7,500 off, he knows it's probably going to just put their EV portion of their company out of business. GM, Ford, pretty much any company in America with the UAW behind them isn't even making money. Even Rivian and other companies are losing billions on their EV industry, on just making the EV cars. They're losing billions of dollars. The reason Tesla's profitable now is because it took them, 10 or 15 years to get the gigafactories up, to get everything refined to a point where they can actually be profitable without these EV credits, which is quite impressive compared to the rest of the auto industry. Some people argue that Musk and Tesla got the credits originally, so everybody else should get them now. But actually, Musk has never really been a huge fan. Sure, they'll accept the credits and they'll take the credits if they can get them, just like other manufacturers, because they're playing on the same level. They want to compete in the same way. But if the credits aren't there, Tesla's probably going to be fine. Everybody else, not so much. Now, Trump used this on the campaign trail. He repeatedly said that he was going to take away those Biden EV mandates.
And I will end the electric vehicle mandate on day one, thereby saving the U.S. auto industry from complete obliteration, which is happening right now, and saving U.S. customers thousands and thousands of dollars per car.
I don't know if he's actually going to follow through with it or not, but I do think it would affect the EV industry pretty drastically. The EVs recently have been on the decline anyway. Tesla, all the major manufacturers have seen a decline, even with the credit in place, along with other high-priced vehicles. And part of that is due to just the starting price of EVs. And you've got all the other situations like charging infrastructure. People don't really want an EV yet to replace their whole family vehicle. That, if some people are okay with, commuting, doing certain specific tasks with them day to day, but I don't think they're going to displace all gas vehicles at this moment in time, or even within the next 5 years. Just looking at the infrastructure plans and where they are with battery technology and range. And it will be tough to roll back all of Biden's policies. I don't think that Trump will be able to do that. So he's probably going to try to pick and choose which ones he could roll back that would give him the most benefit so that he can continue to extend his tax cuts. President Trump also promised before the election to boost U.S. oil production, even as it hit record highs, and to roll back President Biden's costly energy initiatives, which included, in addition to the EV credit, it included subsidies for wind, solar, and mass production of hydrogen. So that would be interesting again if he did roll back something like solar. I'm interested in potentially getting solar credits. I actually think solar energy on homes is a good path forward for the country, but I also think we should be investing in nuclear power and still doing some fossil fuel supplemental things because wind and solar aren't going to take us there in the near future. In addition to that, Trump, he loves tariffs, or at least the idea of tariffs. A lot of people think that tariffs would increase the cost and reshape supply chains, which we all know directly affects the auto industry in a big way. With tariffs, that could affect the supply chain for parts in vehicles and vehicles that are being imported. For example, you might not see that Toyota 4Runner being imported from Japan any longer, or the cost might be even higher than it is today. Recently on Rogan, Musk talked about how he could strategically do that.
Trump likes to talk a lot is tariffs.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on tariffs? I know that's very controversial to even people, economists. They disagree. Some agree. Some think it's a good idea. Some think it's a terrible idea. What do you think?
I think you need to be careful with tariffs. I deal a lot with like supply chain issues. Like the global automotive supply chain for Tesla, for example, is incredibly complex. So when there are sudden changes in tariffs, then you're like, well, we've got a factory like somewhere else that's making a part that goes into the car. Now that suddenly, if that part's suddenly twice as expensive, it like messes everything up. So you want to be have tariffs be predictable. So that companies can adjust their supply chain. I think companies are more than happy to increase manufacturing in America. It's just that you can't do it instantly.
And oddly enough, I think Toyota, once again, is probably set up to handle this the best out of any of these companies. Toyota doesn't manufacture quite as many vehicles out of Mexico. They do the Tacoma and some others, but a lot of Toyota's manufacturing occurs in America. They've been planning on this for a while. They also haven't gone all in on the EVs. They've kind of been straddling the fence, doing the hybrid thing, or still naturally aspirated. So Toyota, compared to all the other manufacturers, may actually be set up the best to handle this. Now might be the best time to actually look at an EV, whether it's a lease or a purchase. Here are the best deals I could find. We've got the Hyundai Ioniq 5, 0% APR for 48 months. If you live in a state like Colorado, you get another $5,300 tax credit. That deal with 0% applies to all trims. Then you have the lease deals on the SE, $129 a month for a 24-month lease. That, of course, includes the $7,500 EV lease bonus, which might go away after Trump becomes president and they take care of business. Or you can get the SEL for $239 a month, 24-month lease with $39.99 down. Same goes for the Ioniq 6 from Hyundai, 0% APR for 48 months, applies to all trim levels. The SE standard range is $209 a month for a lease, $39.99 due at signing. The SE is $219 a month for a lease, 24 months, $39.99 due at signing. The Nissan Ariya also has some pretty sweet deals right now. $99 per month lease for 24 months with $3,500 down, plus you get $1,000 loyalty cash or 1.9% for 36 months financing and $1,000 back. And my personal favorite is still Tesla. I think they have the best infrastructure, the best cars, the best technology, and they have been tested the longest. So there's a lot less risk when you're buying an EV if you go with Tesla, in my opinion. That's my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. So a Tesla Model Y, $39.99 down, which is like 8% down. You get 0% APR for 60 months, which is a pretty good deal. Model 3, still $39.99 down, 1.99% APR for 60 months. And the lease deals from Tesla, I don't think are quite as good. They're $29.99 down, 36-month lease, 10,000 miles a year. You're going to pay about $160 a month, something like that. It's not terrible. It does include that $5,000 incentive that Colorado has and the federal tax credit, but you don't have any residual. There's no way. You can't buy the Tesla when you turn it back in, so you're really just leasing it and turning it back in, which is probably fine for EVs. Most people don't want to keep them anywhere close to being outside of warranty. And even given that Nissan's having some financial troubles, their Leaf actually isn't as good a deal, I think, as the Teslas or another one or some of the other brands, but they are cheaper. So their starting MSRP on the Leaf is $28,140. The 40 kilowatt version, which is the shorter range version of the Leaf, is $129 a month for 36 months with $2,500 down. Or you can purchase the car 3.19% APR financing that includes the $7,500 down, and that's for 60 months. So kind of depends on what you want to do. Nissan is kind of average deals, I think, right now compared to what they had this summer. Hyundai's the same way. They actually had better deals on the Ioniq 5 this summer than they do now, which is odd. I'm sure there's other deals out there, but this is just kind of giving you an example of what kind of deal you could get on an EV if you're looking. Let me know what you think in the comments, how these tariffs are going to affect vehicle prices. I can't imagine prices going up, but stranger things have happened. And then also, do you think that the EV tax credit should just go away? I think I'd probably be in favor of that. It would definitely slow the move to EVs down, which I would be totally fine with. I'm okay with Tesla being good enough. I think the early adopters got Tesla. They were happy with Tesla, and the infrastructure is good enough for now. I think they will naturally come as battery technology gets better with solid state batteries. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thanks for watching. Till next time.